Acme Weather, DuckDuckGo's new AI, more on privacy, and Microsoft's AI stumbles. This is MacVoices. MacVoices is supported by MacPaw, the makers of CleanMyMac, your ultimate solution for Mac control and care. Try CleanMyMac for 7 days free, then use the code MacVoices20 for 20% off at cleanmy.com/MacVoices. That's CLNMY.com/MacVoices. We were talking pre-show about the new Acme Weather app from the Dark Sky people, and a couple of who had the experience with them. Dave, I think you did.
I did. I just downloaded it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Marty, Eric.
Yeah.
So tell us about this because a lot of us still mourn the loss of Dark Sky. So, Marty, you want to jump in?
Yeah, radar. Let's just say that's kind of important, that it does have a setting for picking up local radar. I wound up, when I have a weather app, I like to put different cities on, particularly if like I'm driving from Ohio to Chicago. I want to like get South Bend and I want to get in Toledo, and I want to see what the weather's going to be like. I use another one, which is much better, called on your way or on the way, as an app. But way? This does, pardon?
Weather on the way, right?
Weather on the way, yeah. And
yeah, that's a great app.
And
runs on CarPlay, so won't work in a Rivian.
Don't start this again.
Yeah, but you can get it on your watch. As long as it's a Rivian watch. Yeah, it's pretty cool in terms of what it is. Again, I've just loaded it tonight, like Dave just loaded it. I think Eric's played around with a little bit more. I was able to change locations and save the locations as part of a favorite, so I can put all those in, but it's not that kind of swiping through locations that you can do, at least on the Apple Weather app. So.
Eric, you were talking though about how it tracks the models.
Yeah, I really like it because it'll put the prediction line for the next 24 hours with, whether the temperature is going to be and all that kind of stuff. But then it puts a grayed out set of lines behind that kind of main black line. So basically all of the different models it uses are displayed. And if you see that it's one line with a wide spread of a whole bunch of other gray lines, you know that you could just flip a coin and who knows what the weather is going to be like. If all of the lines really are tightly running along, then it's probably a pretty good prediction. And I appreciate basically having the uncertainty as part of the map.
Okay. So under the heading of full disclosure, you get a 2-week trial. It is $25 a year, and you have to subscribe to get the 2-week trial, and then put a note on your calendar if you decide you want to unsubscribe. And we were having a debate about that earlier in the show or pre-show actually, and Eric made a great point. And Eric, I'm going to let you explain the point because I really had never thought of it exactly that way.
Well, so if you have an app that there's a trial length, or you can use it for a while, and then if you want the app, it'll give you a notification. You have to send that app enough information to contact you again, so they can collect email, collect something else. If they do the 2-week, just try it out, and then we're going to charge you after that. You've got 2 weeks to decide whether or not it is worth it. And then you could go in and say, nope, I don't want to do the subscription. They don't have to hold any of your data. So I just think it's more private doing it that way.
And I had never thought about the privacy aspect because I kind of resent it when somebody makes me subscribe and forces me to remember to unsubscribe if I decide I don't want it, or I get charged and then I've got to wait another year to get out of it. But I had not considered the privacy aspect of it, so I give you a lot of credit for that. Thank you. Dave, before we leave this, you have a weather comment?
Yeah. Well, I was going to add a comment to the free trial. The other bummer thing about it, because some apps allow you to cancel and then just continue on to the free trial for 2 weeks. If you cancel right now, like I just signed up today, then I'm out. I can't use it anymore. At least they think you can cancel right away if you decide to meet a day or two, and at least allow you to use the free trial until its end. The other thing is I'm not very impressed with the interface so far. They've got some work to do. I think the radar. I mean, I'm a Carrot Weather user. I'm just like Jeff and many others. I think Carrot Weather is the best. I love the maps and the graphics on that. This is kind of, I don't know, I'll be honest, primitive. It's not real great graphic as far as the maps go. And I don't know, just the interface itself doesn't excite me. So, but I mean, they got some work. I mean, they got some work to do. It's still new.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And they have a great pedigree, having developed Dark Sky. So it'll be interesting to see how it develops, because the weather space has become very crowded.
Oh,
I mean, there's some great
tremendous
weather apps out there, and there's some that are kind of quirky, and some that are just very plain Jane. And so there's something for everybody, because the weather's. Oh, sorry, Dave.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Even the app icon. I mean, Jeff, you should comment on that. I think that app icon's kind of cheesy, honestly.
Oh, hold on. Let me go look at the app icon. and then I'll offer you an opinion. All right.
It's basically an umbrella with the word Acme in it. That's all it is.
Oh, it sure is. Okay, and now I'm like really looking at screenshots of the app interface. It feels like early versions of Dark Sky. That's just my
maybe that's
initial reaction. But yeah, I think they could do better with the icon. But I do like the fact that it's very simple and it's distinct.
True.
And at least it's an umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wonder if it changed. No, it's probably too much to have the umbrella change depending on the weather. But you can do community reports as well.
Yeah,
so if you can manage to get a bunch of people, 20, 30 minutes around you to all obsessively report on what's happening, then it goes back to what I wanted out of Dark Sky, which is reporting in the current hour.
Yeah.
Can I walk to my car, or should I read a book for 20 minutes and wait for the rain to stop?
Stay tuned.
Yes.
That's one of the beauties of this, is that these are some things that are under development. I don't know, do they have a version on that current one? Is it 1.0 or is it even
1.0.1?
Yeah.
1.0.1. Okay, so they got a long way to go. They got a long way to go.
Yep. I'll come back and visit later. I just won't stay on the trial. Best trial.
Okay, so we're starting to run short on time. There are a couple things I just want to make sure we got to, for people's information than anything. DuckDuckGo has rolled out an AI-powered image editing tool. And if you're not familiar with DuckDuckGo, they are one of the privacy-focused browsers. I have not tried this image editing tool, but just the fact that they are making it out there, and as I understand it, it's for free. So if you want to play with one of the AI image editors, that might be a good first stop for you to go to. Has anybody played with this or seen it?
I've installed it. I just hadn't had a chance to take a look at it.
Today's edition of MacVoices is supported by CleanMyMac by MacPaw. You probably think you know what's going on inside your Mac, but do you really? Sure, you install apps, delete files, maybe clear out your downloads folder once in a while, but behind the scenes, there's a lot more happening. Background processes, leftover files, hidden clutter, it all adds up over time. That's where CleanMyMac comes in, and one of its newest features, My Activity, takes things to a whole new level. CleanMyMac does a lot of work in the background. Now you can see how it's been working for you while you were working on other things. Find out how much storage has been freed up, how much time you've saved, malware scans, and much more. Of course, CleanMyMac still does everything you expect, safely removing junk files, uninstalling apps completely, yes, including all those hidden support files, and optimizing your system for better performance. But with my activity, you're no longer in the dark. You're informed, in control, and just a click away from keeping your Mac running like new. Download CleanMyMac today and see what your Mac has really been up to. Once you do, you'll wonder how you ever managed without CleanMyMac. Get tidy today. Try CleanMyMac free for 7 days at cleanmy.com/MacVoices. MacVoices in all caps, and then use the code MacVoices20 in all caps for 20% off at cleanmy.com/MacVoices. That's CLNMY.com/MacVoices, and use the code MacVoices20 for 20% off. Thanks to CleanMyMac for supporting MacVoices. This is another one that we touched on last week. Actually, we touched on this several weeks ago. Right now, it's been brought back to light because of the Nancy Guthrie situation and all the forensic information that is trying to be developed from her doorbell camera and other online sources. And we had talked about this way back when here in my home state that the courts allowed the use of Google and what someone searched for as evidence. And I thought it was interesting that now this has resurfaced as a result of Nancy's thing and disappearance. And, people are now once again looking at what this all can mean for your data and how private your information is out there. So take a look at that article. I think it is very interesting. Also in AI news, Gemini now lets you generate AI music for free.
Yep.
I've been playing with this. Some of it I like, some of it not so much. But I do notice that when I give it different prompts, it adjusts. It's not perfect, but it does adjust some. I feel like the playing I've done in ChatGPT and Claude is a little bit farther along because I can give it more specific instructions and it will address those. But interestingly, Gemini's thing is it'll say, well, I'm still learning how to compose music, but here's what I have for what you have given me.
Yeah.
So let's see. So we touched on the Mark Zuckerberg thing and his trial recently. We're not going to get into too much of that because we could spend a lot of time there. But the judge had warned that any AI glass wearers in the court would risk contempt of court. Well, now there's a new app out there to let you know whether someone is wearing smart glasses near you. Apparently, this app can detect certain Bluetooth signatures and alert you that there might be somebody that is near you that is wearing some of these.
Chuck, could you look directly in the camera and say that?
So Marty is risking contempt of MacVoices by wearing this. I don't know. I mean, this almost feels like the radar detectors of old. So now we have the people that are doing the surveillance and the people that are doing anti-surveillance.
Good.
Yeah. Good, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay, elaborate on that.
Okay, so you just brought it into the surveillance state thing. The privacy that we have is being eroded practically on a daily basis. And having things out there that help raise awareness about surveillance in general, I think that's good. People need to be more aware of what's going on with surveillance. Now, granted, I know a lot of this is about individuals wearing glasses, and does that really count as surveillance? That's not the point. The point is people need to be more aware so that they can decide how they want to address the issue for themselves.
Okay, that's fair. That's right. And I will back you up a little bit because, especially, sorry, but if you're going with Meta, a Meta product, you have to wonder exactly where your video is going.
Well, at that point, it becomes a sort of surveillance state thing, simply because of the nature of how much data Meta is collecting and in the various ways they use it.
Yeah. Cletus says, I tell people if you're in public, I guarantee you there's a camera watching you. Wow, that's dark, Cletus, but it's probably accurate.
But it's also true. I mean, look how many cities signed up just like super fast with Flock. And now you have Flock cameras all over these cities. Just look around. I guarantee you will start noticing the little black boxes with the solar panel on streetlight poles. They're just like everywhere. Look around intersections. That's where you notice them most. And people don't even realize that all these cities have partnered with Flock. It's become a big issue here in the Colorado Front Range area, and enough citizens in various towns, cities, have become vocal enough that the cities are canceling their Flock contracts. So it's another example of be aware of the ways you're being watched and monitored, the ways you're being surveilled, and then you can decide how you want to respond to that.
Yep.
Wasn't Flock the one that Ring was partnering with?
Yep.
Yes.
And now Jamie Siminoff is having to. They canceled the contract, and Jamie Siminoff is having to do a lot of apologies.
Yeah, good.
So, yeah.
But I mean, well, okay. What they were doing with Ring, it was a two-step plan, and step one was let's save the puppies, and once everyone is more comfortable with that, then and now we're tracking everyone's faces, and just to be clear, I'm not like going conspiracy theory. This is what's come out, and this is why they've had to cancel their partnership, and why these apologies are now going out.
I have to tell you, when they started talking about the whole puppy thing, and I'm dead serious about this, I was rooting them on because I am so tired of my local neighborhood sending out emails and texts and through the neighborhood apps and everything that they've lost their dogs. People, if you lose your dog, it's your fault. It's your dog. I am so tired of you waking me up and filling my feeds up with you losing your animals. So anything is good. I think they should be fined for losing their animals. Sorry, I'm going to get emails on that one. I know, but so be it.
Well, a lot of jurisdictions actually will send someone out to write you a ticket for your dog being out.
Good. I will root them on. Going to wrap up with two Microsoft pieces that I feel like people should know. Microsoft has removed from their blog a guide on how to train large language models on pirated Harry Potter books.
Gosh.
So this was on the Microsoft blog. It was Microsoft's content, and somebody finally woke up and said, that's probably not a good idea. Probably not a good idea. And Dave, this one's just for you. Okay. But let me just make sure I get it in the chats. Apparently a bug caused Copilot to summarize confidential emails and send them out.
Whoops.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Yeah.
You're just thinking about it wrong.
So
Wow.
So yes, I know I continue my tirades against Microsoft, but you just look at some of this stuff and it's like, really, not Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. Facebook was being roundly vilified for training on pirated books, And here's Microsoft saying, yeah, this is a good idea. Go right ahead and do it.
Well, were they doing it directly, or were they just instructing everybody else to do it?
Apparently,
No.
I haven't seen obviously the blog post was deleted, but from what I've read, they were encouraging other people to do it, to train their LLMs.
So
I think it was being used as an example. Use popular things to train your model, like Harry Potter.
Yeah, like wizards and all, that have a lot of basis in fact. That's wonderful.
It looks like Microsoft, went along and said the targeted fix has been implemented and going on. That then they won't give you a reason why it happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty bad. That's the DLP that protects most companies. That's pretty important.
Well, and I was listening to a briefing by an AI company this week talking about how some of the latest ChatGPT models are now available in Copilot, depending on your license.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I asked, I checked and see, and I don't have access to it through Copilot. Now I do through ChatGPT.
Depends on your license. Yeah.
Yeah. We still have more to go, but we're going to call it there because I know there are at least one or two others that are going to drag us out. So, guys, thank you. We got through a lot of stuff and hopefully gave some good information. We definitely had some laughs. And I want to especially thank the chat room too, because they were filling in with some of their commentary as well. Let's go around the room, let folks know where they can find you, and we'll get out of here. And I'm going to give Brian Flanigan-Arthurs top billing because he got here late and didn't get to say a whole lot. But Brian, thank you so much for showing up. Really appreciate it. Where can folks find you?
Appreciate it. Yeah, definitely love being here. Best place to find me is via my website, brian8944.com. Please reach out there if you'd like to connect, to have any questions or comments. And otherwise, see me here often on Tuesday evenings. Thank you for having me.
The podcast is up to episode 21. Do I have that right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yep, 21 and 22 is up next week.
Cool. Good job. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Jim Ray. Can you be connected with?
Sure.
Where?
You want me to tell you how to do it?
Yes, so I can put it in my watch and I'll know.
Okay, but you cannot connect to me through your Rivian.
Okay. Got it. Where can we
anywhere
find
else? Mastodon, ProVGym, PROVUE, weird spelling, at techhub.social.
Perfect. Thank you, Jim. Jeff Gamet, thank you for being here as always. I love it when I finally got to tweak you a little bit at the end and you came alive again. Where can folks find you?
Yeah, you interrupted my nap time. Thanks, Chuck. Okay, well, when I'm not loading up my old iPods with tunes, you can find me on social media, pretty much all of them, but I'm as Jay Gamet, but I'm mostly active on Mastodon and PixelFed Blue Sky. Then for shows, here with you, Chuck, for MacVoices Live on Tuesdays, on Dave's In Touch with iOS on Thursdays, then on the British Tech Network for the Big Show and the Mac Show. Also, Brian Chaffin and I do the Context Machine, and Patrice Brindamore and I do Retro Rewatch.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Marty Jencius, you took the glasses off, so I can't hold you in contempt, but I can ask you where folks can find you.
Simplest way to find me is at Jencius, Jencius, on most all of the socials. Monday nights with Vision Profiles with Eric and Dave, live streamed at 9 p.m. And then Tuesdays here, Thursdays with Dave on In Touch with iOS, Friday mornings with the British Tech Network, and all the other projects I do, podcasts and fun stuff I'm into, you can find at thepodtalk.net.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Marty. Eric Bolden, you're just sitting there. You and your friend look just so wise sitting up in the corner of my screen. If people want to tap that wisdom, where can they find you?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. But wisdom's all used up. Yeah. However, what you don't know is that this owl-looking thing here is really an immersive camera, and it can fly around. It's totally silent. You'll never hear it. It gets really good. Well, okay, maybe not, but it would be cool. Doesn't it kind of look like two big camera eyeballs? Yeah. I can be found on Mastodon at EA Bolden at mas.to, on Monday nights on Vision Profiles, Tuesday nights, of course, here on MacVoices Live, and Thursdays on In Touch with iOS, covering all of the different OSs and evidently now biocameras.
Eric, you're aware of the whole conspiracy theory about birds aren't real, right? I think what's behind you really helps validate that theory.
Possible.
We will be talking about birds not being real in After Dark, I promise you.
Yes.
Last but not least, from his current location, which may not be current much longer, Dave Ginsburg. Thank you for blurring your background and being here. Where can folks find you?
Well, you don't want to see it. Trust me. Thanks for having me as always. You can find me at In Touch with iOS, intouchwithios.com. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/intouchwithios. I'm on Vision Profiles on Monday nights with Marty and Eric. Tuesday nights here. Thursday nights record the In Touch with iOS podcast, and Fridays on the Mac Show on the British Tech Network. Blue Sky, Mastodon, and Dave G65.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Folks, this is MacVoices Live. We do this Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/MacVoicesTV. I'd love to do a roll call of the chat, but I know it's already scrolled up and I will miss somebody. So I'm going to just say thank you to everyone in there. We would love to have you come in and throw your comments in as well. Just a quick reminder that if you want to look up any of the articles, because we especially moved through some of the last ones rather quickly, they are always in the show notes in the version to which we refer. So if I mentioned something that you are interested in, go to the MacVoices website, find that episode, and you'll find the show notes and the link to it. Until the next time, and as always, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.